by Johnny Boggs in Wild West magazine. Some say it was anywhere from 6'2" to 6'6". But everyone can agree that he was a man who was larger than life. Sam Houston led a fascinating life, starting with his adventures as a young man growing up in Tennessee. He was a soldier who fought in the War of 1812 and for Texas in the 1830s. Sam Houston, however, is remembered mostly for his lifelong service to his country through his political career. So whether you're a Texan by birth or a Texan by choice, you need to know more about the man who changed the course of your history. Today I will give a brief overview of the early years, the military career, and the political career of Sam Houston. Let's start with his early life. Sam Houston was born in Virginia in 1793, the fifth of 9 children. His father died when he was 14, and his mother moved the family to Tennessee. Young Sam worked as a clerk at his brother's general store, but was often bored and criticized by his family for laziness. He ran away at the age of 16 to live with a tribe of Cherokee Indians. During his next 2 years, he learned the Cherokee ways of life and was even adopted by the tribe. In his article for American Civil War, Bruce Bragger wrote that he was renamed Raven by the tribe. He returned home on his 18th birthday and decided to join the Army. During his time in the Army, he served well and demonstrated leadership and courage, according to biographer Clifford Hopewell in his book, Sam Houston, Man of Destiny. At this point, he decided to try politics. Houston was elected governor of Tennessee. He was also expected to run for president of the United States. A man of public office, however, really was in need for a wife. So he met and married the beautiful Eliza Allen, who was 17 years younger than he was. In his article, American History article, Peter Carlson wrote that after only 10 weeks of marriage, she went home to join her parents. Houston went on a drinking binge and then resigned as governor of Tennessee. And then he moved back in with his adopted family, the Cherokee tribe. By this time, they were relocated by the government to Arkansas. According to Hopewell, he continued to drink heavily and including the name Raven, was also given the name Big Drunk by the tribe. At this point, he went back to a military career, but this time in Texas. Houston moved to Texas at the age of 40 because he wanted to take advantage of the land grant. Texas, however, was in big trouble. Santa Anna had taken over as dictator of Mexico. His mission was to rid Anglo-Americans from Texas since they had poured in 1830. Houston was appointed as commander-in-chief for all the land forces of the Texas Army. Santa Anna had marched his army of 6,000 strong to Mexico to San Antonio and attacked the Alamo. Hearing of the slaughter there, Houston took his army of 783 men and planned an attack. Then he received more bad news. At the army at the fort in Goliad, they had surrendered. Santa Anna had promised mercy, but had led the army out onto a road and gunned them down. So Santa Anna moved his army to the San Jacinto Bay area and camped there. Houston's forces attacked during their siesta time and cried, "Remember the Alamo, remember Goliad." After 18 minutes, the battle was over. Half of Santa Anna's army was dead, according to David Nevin and Charles Shaw's article in the Smithsonian Magazine, and Texas was free from Mexican rule. Our hero now returned to politics. He was elected president of the Republic of Texas. Again, he decided to take a wife. On a trip to Alabama, he met and married Margaret Lee, a 20-year-old beauty. He was now 46 years old. Many bet that the marriage would only last 6 months, but it proved to be a successful one. Houston continued to have success in politics. He became governor in 1859 and was the only person to become governor of 2 states. He fell off the wagon again, however. According to her Texas Monthly article, Ann Dingus wrote that Margaret, a devout Baptist, convinced Houston to give up drinking once and for all. Now that Houston conquered drinking and was now governor again, what was stopping him from becoming president? The U.S. was in conflict over the questions of slavery and state rights. The southern states had a plan to secede from the Union. Governor Houston was heartbroken for the United Country. But in 1861, the states overwhelmingly voted to secede from the Union. According to Bragger, Houston would not swear to an oath to the Confederacy, stating, "I love Texas too much to bring strife and bloodshed upon her." Houston and his family were forced to leave the mansion and move to Huntsville, Texas. 2 years later, he developed pneumonia and died. At the age of 70, he was white and frail and in despair over the tragedies of war. Sadly, he died never seeing his country reunited. In conclusion, Sam Houston is gone, but left behind a legacy of courage and honor. His childhood and early manhood prepared him for his destiny. In his early military training, he was prepared to lead an army to Texas independence, and his leadership abilities allowed him to serve his country in many political roles. Sam Houston had changed our history. So when you remember the Alamo and remember Goliath, stop to